Hello everybody, it's Mirialda here once again, and welcome back to a black box. Yes, it has been so long since I've gotten a figure. Honestly, I didn't expect to get one in April, but luckily the one I ordered in 2022 finally showed up. So yeah, you've seen the title, you've seen the thumbnail, you know this is Amagi from Azur Lane, and you see it's in a black plastic wrap package. So Amagi was a real pain to get. Way back when I saw she popped up on a Reddit thread that said, hey, Animester's Amagi is available at this store. And I'm like, oh, that's expensive. I'll look around, wait until she shows up at Ami. And she never showed up at Ami, or any Japanese stores that I could find, really. She showed up at some American stores for over $400, which I was not going to pay. So after a while, I went back to that initial post, and I went to that store that they mentioned, and I placed an order. That was on, let's see, I wrote it down. So originally I ordered her on December 22nd of 2022 from FigureCon. Well, in May, we found out FigureCon went out of business and didn't tell anyone. So I had to do a PayPal claim to get my deposit back and all that fun stuff. And then I had to find her again. I finally found her at Gundamit, which I had never heard of before. They are a Chinese store. And I guess they're a sister store of the Shouzi store or whatever, which apparently is a big Transformers store. And people said that they were legit. So I gave it a chance, and I ordered her on May 2nd of 2023. And I really took a chance, and I paid in full. So luckily, so far it seems like it's paid off. We'll see once we get her open. But as you can see, it is a black box. Well, it's a box wrapped in black plastic. So let's cut that open. Okay, so it is a brown cardboard box underneath. And I'm just being careful because I couldn't get the shipping label off the top of the box. And I don't want you to see my address and all that fun stuff. Come on. Come on. Okay, that's nice. It's got hard plastic protectors on the corners. And it's well taped. Come on. I know, riveting content. Okay, I should be able to get this off now. Set that to the side so I can get that out of the way. Dekalu. I'm hoping this is just a box they had on hand because this is an Animester figure, but we shall see. So we'll go ahead and lay this down. And judging by the fact that the center seam is not in the center, I am assuming this is a box that they just had laying around and that they made. So let's see. I'm gonna have to get the corner protectors off. And of course they're taped on. Okay. So far so good. Drop her out. Come on. Riveting content. There we go. Ooh, stinky box. So, there we go. We've got Amagi, the heavy armament version of her. Yes, I got her with all of her guns, not the light version. So yeah, Amagi, heavily armored version from Azur Lane. She is a 1/7 scale figure manufactured by Animester. And it does say Animester. So Amagi, like I said, I could not find her in any Japanese stores, so I think she was pretty much China exclusive, which I don't know why. But she released on, finally, April 2nd of 2024. She got delayed so many times. I paid $259.99 at Gundamit. So, much better than $400, but still very expensive. I told you the story about Figure Cone. But anyways, Gundamit, I ordered her on the 2nd of May, 2023. So it's been almost exactly a year since I ordered her again. Paid for her up front. She finally shipped out on the 19th of April of 2024. And I just got her today on the 30th of April, 2024. Now, this is a big box. How much do you think I paid for shipping? Yeah, that's right. I paid $1. Yes, a whole $1 for shipping. China has some deals and stuff. So yeah, that's that. We're looking at this, and I mean, it looks legitimate to me. It is kind of like not the best box I've seen, and the top is quite dusty. But it is what it is. So this is just basically an outer sleeve. Peel that off. And we've got two boxes inside. So this one we'll put off to the side. This one is the main one. So this is Amagi. So she does have the light armament version, which basically you would just get this box. The other box is her guns. But we got a nice blister of her. Nice image of her. There's the side. We see a nice bust and everything. Yeah, it's not a very vibrant box. It's very matte. The back looks good. full body shot. There's another full body shot of her on the side. There's the top, and like I said, it is quite dusty. And there is the bottom. We do have, looks like a Billy seal of authenticity. So far, we'll see. She is in a corrugated cardboard box. And if we look, she does have a alternate bust piece, which is soft. Go ahead and put that box off to the side. And this is the heavy armament box. So you get her guns to go with her. There's the side of that one. There's the back. Nice silhouette of her. The other side. There is the top. Azur Lane, the animation. And the bottom. So this actually is kind of light. I'm just looking. Okay, there is a UPC code on her main box. The extra box does not have one. So, which box should I open first? I'm going to make you wait. We're going to look at her guns first. Okay. So I'll put that down. She is actually pretty heavy herself, so go ahead and lay this down. And again, very dusty box. We'll go ahead and cut the seals. It's another corrugated cardboard box. Pop her open. We'll try to pop her open. Okay, so her guns are packed in foam. And for some reason, the top of the foam wanted to stay in the box. Go and look. There we go. It comes with 2 plastic supports, because I guess you're going to need these because it's quite back heavy. I have seen a couple people on MSC post about her coming detached from her base and how heavy, back heavy she is with her tails, and then you put on the guns and it's even more back heavy. I'm gonna put this box off to the side. Okay. And these guns are gonna take up a lot of space, her boat, her rigging. Okay, so the turrets are separate. They're wrapped in bubble wrap. Let's see. Does not spin, does not articulate, at least this one. That's okay. We'll set that one off to the side. We'll pull out this one, which I'm assuming is going to be exactly the same, just for the other side. Take my glasses off so that I can see. Let's do a normal zoom. So I am glad midway through her production, Animester put out a post and they modified a lot of things. The guns before were just, like solid gray. Now they actually look metallic. And they improved a couple features on Amagi herself, so that was good. Yeah, lots of details in her turrets. And then we'll go ahead and pull out her main rigging. Okay. Set this off to the side. I'm going to tilt the camera down a bit. I do see, it looks like a cap is missing on this one. So I may look for that a little bit more. Yeah, I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to look and see if I can find that real quick. Okay, so I looked and it was hard to find because it's black and the foam is black, but I found the extra plastic piece. So we'll go ahead and just stick that back on. Yeah, so they both seem pretty loose on this side. So I'm not going to fiddle with them too much. There's quite a bit of flex going on, so definitely I'm going to want to use those support rods. But Yeah, she's got some big guns. You can see the hull of her ship, armor plating and everything. The chimney of the back part of her ship is purple. And we'll tilt. And there goes that cap again. And it did not fall off the table. So maybe a little glue will be in order in the future, but for now, I'm not going to worry about it. Just have to not tip the guns over. But yeah, lots of detail. The paint is very good. I'm glad they went with the glossy metallic battleship paint and everything. We do see a peg right there, which I believe pegs into her body somehow. So I'm going to set this off to the side. And we'll pull Amagi up now. Zoom back out. So we already spun her, but we'll spin her again because we can. Looks pretty good. Go ahead and lay her down. Cut the blisters, or cut the box open. Typical 3 seals. Okay, she does have a liner. Go ahead and pull her out. We do see some instructions in here. The liner is just a peach color, so nothing special about that. Go ahead and set the box off to the side. And there is Amagi in her blister. And I'm just looking, and as far as I can tell, yes, it is legitimate. That whenever you're buying from a store you don't know, especially a Chinese store, that is always a concern. But there is her instruction sheet. It opens like that. So her head comes off, her boobs change. Her umbrella goes through her hair into her hand. Okay, there's her guns, and you attach extra turrets onto the gun. And then it pegs into a plug hole on her back. And you use the supports. You're supposed to get the ship parts, the extra turrets, her umbrella, her bust piece, and some supports. So everything seems to be present and accounted for. I'm gonna set that, put that back in its little plastic baggie. Set it off to the side. There is Amagi from the front. There she is from the side. And the back. The other side. And back to the front. And yes, she is quite the heavy fox. We'll set her down. Okay, there is tape. Where did I put my knife? Tape is up by the corners. Pop her open. Blister came open pretty easy. Okay, so we'll go ahead and pull out her extra bust piece. And this is a squishy soft bust piece. So if I can figure out how to open it. There. The squishy soft bust wants to stick to the plastic baggie. Okay, there's already a piece of dust on it. Oh yeah, that is very squishy. And I can feel it's like a silicone cover that goes over a piece of hard plastic that you can see right there. She does not show any nipples or anything. And honestly, looking at this piece, the skin seems like translucent. There looks to be a mold line right there across her back and across her boob. So, yay. And yes, it is picking up dust like crazy, so probably won't use that, but it's nice to have. Of course, we're going to see what she looks like with it on. But okay, her umbrella, pretty weighty. The top is pretty much a peach color, but it does have some very hard to see floral patterns painted onto it. And it's got the little radar speaker antenna thing at the tip of it. The shaft is metal. Inside, bottom of the umbrella, it's got the rib lines painted, and then it's got an extra support piece and everything. The main shaft is painted black. There is a little silver dot there. And then at the tip it's silver. And it spins very easily in my hand. Go ahead and set that down. And I believe the only thing left to pull out is Amagi. I'm just trying to get this umbrella so it doesn't roll around and get in the way. So she is separated from her base, which I don't know if she is supposed to be or not. There is some paper covering the bottom of it, which I almost think there might be felt under it, but I'm not going to try to peel it off or anything. This is a solid, weighty base. And we get some little water splooshes coming up. But if we look, like right there, you can see what looks to be glue residue or something. So I don't think she was supposed to come out. So I may need to pull out the epoxy short in the future. We shall see. Gonna pull her out now. And yes, she is quite weighty. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's not supposed to come detached from her base. I think she's supposed to be solidly attached. So definitely we'll be pulling out the epoxy later, especially because she is heavy. I mean, she is a heavy cruiser after all. Or battleship even. Okay, so let's start deplasticking Amagi. Some around her, between her dress and her tails, and then between her coat and her tails, and then between her coat and her hair. I believe that is all. We're gonna set her down, get that out of the way. And just because, I'm going to pull her head off. And I'm going to try to work her bust out. Come on. This is difficult because there's not a good place to get a good grip. See if I can get in the front of her boobs. Again, riveting content. I'm gonna pause again and come back when her boobs are apart. Be right back. Okay, I got her boobs out. It was just a bunch of working it back and forth and back and forth, and finally got the bust up just enough to get a grab on and pull it up. So I don't recommend changing this option very much. So let's go ahead and set her main body down. We'll look at her boobs. So she is wearing a, body stocking type outfit. The original depiction of her had like some stretch marks and, stretch fabric over the cleavage and everything. We do see she does have some clavicles showing. And you can see some shading on her back. And yeah, that's the boob part. And to compare it with the soft bust part. So we're gonna set that one off to the side. We'll look at her main body. So we do get the Sakura Empire symbol on her, just below her cleavage. She does have a corset made out of ship armor and a nice little tassel coming down off the center of it. She is wearing gloves, which cover her middle finger only. Hands are in quite a strange position. She does have a ring on that finger and on that finger, so I think that's just to hold the glove on. She, despite wearing like a kimono, she has curves. So yes, she's got hips and everything. And the dress separates down just below her knees, showing off her long legs and her little toesies. And she has some ship shoes. Spin her around to the back. We do see the peg hole for her ship parts to plug into. And we also see there is shading in her red coat. This is very matte paint, and it's not smooth, it's kind of rough to the touch. She's got her fluffy tails, which are quite weighty, and you can see that they plug into her butt. They're permanently attached from what I can tell. I'm not going to wiggle too much. The purple dress, it's got some nice folds and wrinkles and everything, and there is shading. If we tilt this tassel off to the side, we do see that it is definitely tight and clinging to her crotch region. If we look from the bottom, so her legs only go up to her knees, and then it plugs into her dress. So we do not know what the answer to the important question is. She is mysterious. And we can look in and see her whites of her sleeves. And at first I thought this was a flaw, but it's actually designed that way. She's got some patterns around the cuff of her sleeve. So yeah, that's a detail. You're never going to really see it. And then you got the little details in the fringe or whatever you want to call it. So let's set this down now, and we'll pull up Amagi's face. So she does have a necklace which is attached to her head. So be careful with that when you're moving her around. She's not smiling, but she's not frowning or anything. She's got that stoic look on her face. Nice purple eyes. Of course, the painted on dot eyebrows. She's got a little tassel in her hair. She's got her ears with floofs. If we tilt down, I see no human ears, so that's nice. She's got brown hair with lots of shading in it, especially on the top. You can see it's darker and then lighter. This little piece is glued on. The inside of her hair is kind of a purplish color, while the outside is the brown color. And we do see the gap and the little hole for her umbrella to go through. That is a little piece of dust. And then extra glued on piece there, but quite detailed hair, lots of strands. Tips are blunted so that you're not going to stab yourself unless you really, really try. So yay. I may regret this. I'm going to put her soft bust in so we can see what it looks like. And then I'm going to put her head in. Let's see if we can get her into the base. Yeah, she is definitely supposed to be glued into her base. So, unfortunately, I have to hold her. I will definitely be pulling out the epoxy later. Actually, she's just barely staying now, but I'm keeping my hand there for just that reason. So yeah, if we bring her closer now, yeah, her soft bust, like I said, it's squishy and everything, but it almost has a translucent look to it. So I am definitely not going to be using that, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and take her apart. So, well, that was nice. Her body came off with her head. Now to try to get that loosened up without breaking her, what's it called? Her necklace. And we'll go ahead and pop this back in. Come on. There we go. And we'll pop her head back on. Yeah, this is definitely how I will display her. So, come on. Gotta kind of maneuver her so that her tail goes around the little sploosh. Yeah, that's annoying. Gonna stick her umbrella through her hair and into her hand. So maybe if we spin this side, you can see it going through her hair there in that little gap, and it goes into her hand pretty easily. Yeah, definitely will be using epoxy on her. But this is what the light armament version of Amagi will look like. Do a spin. I'll do a follow-up video maybe tomorrow or later this week after I get her glued onto the base. But this is what it is. Okay. So we'll go ahead and take the umbrella out. We'll pop her head off again. And let's see. Okay. So the gun's kind of, let's see, angle upwards like that. I'm looking, where does, oh, sorry about that. Sorry, Amagi. I'm just trying to find out where these extra turrets plug into. That's a very good question. We'll set the gun down to the instructions. Okay, it says it plugs into the inside. Okay, that doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. So this side now, let me tilt the camera down so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So there is the slot right there on the inside of the gun, inside of the turret. And it slides in pretty easily. tilt this back up now. Pick this up and set it onto her back. Give it a little push. Try to get her on the base again. I'm just going to hold that. We're going to get her head in. We're going to try to get her head in. It would be a lot easier if she was on the base and if the camera was not in the way. So let's see. Yeah, this definitely would be easier without the camera. How does her hair wrap around? There we go. I will try to handheld this in a minute. Let's see if we get the supports on. If that will help keep her from falling over. Okay, so one support went in. The other support is kind of, this one is holding her up, this one is not touching, so that's something for later. Later Muriel to deal with. We'll put her umbrella back in. Just get that into her hand, and there we go. Okay, so this will be how I display Amagi. Just have to get her glued back onto her base. So I don't plan on leaving her like this for any extended period of time, just because she's expensive, but damn, she looks good. Animester, you did a good job, except for gluing her to the base. Honestly, there should have been a peg down there too, a metal peg. But okay, let's zoom in. So there is Amagi's face and her fluffy ears. Yeah, she looks very good, very pretty. Very expensive, but at least she wasn't $400. Let's go ahead and move the camera back a little bit. We'll spin around her midsection. And I can understand why people would get the light armament version of her, basically without any of the guns, because they are going to take up a lot of space. But man, does it add so much more to her, make her so much more impressive. Okay, let's tilt down again. And we'll do a normal zoom and then maybe zoom in a little bit more. 1.5 zoom. You can see her fluffy tails. So unlike Kaga and Amagi, or Kaga and Akagi, her tails go down. Kaga and Akagi's go up. But, I mean, Amagi is more mature. She's cough. She's the sick fox. She coughs a lot. But she is the strong battleship. She's a very good fox. So, yeah. So, let me take the camera out and kind of show you how the hair wraps around stuff. Yeah, luckily that support is making her much more stable. So if we probably take the umbrella out of her hair again. Sorry, gotta use both hands for this. Okay. This is just the episode of riveting content. So if we look, you see that little gap in her hair that goes around the attachment of her rigging to her back. And then over on the side, one hair strand is kind of touching the armor plating. Well, yeah, it's kind of touching. But you just kind of have to maneuver everything in. And I wound up getting it so that her neck peg was just behind her body. And then I was able to get the peg into the hole. But yeah, looks very, very good. Yeah, I'll probably, after I'm done with this video, I will try to epoxy her in. And then later this week, I may just give you a quick update video of whether or not I was successful or not. But yeah, that's what it is right now. I'll go ahead and put this back in. Carefully shove this back. And we'll put the umbrella back in. Because again, it just adds. All these little accessories, they're not necessary, but it just adds to the figure. Yeah, Amagi, she looks very good. She is a good fox. I'm trying to think. She's not an actual battleship. She's like a fast battle cruiser or something like that. So, yeah. But she's a very strong fox. She is a good character in the game to have. I'm not sure if she actually is part of the permanent drop pool or not now, but there were some events. And if I remember right, I'm going to put the little cutscene in the beginning of this video for that, but we'll see. So anyways, this is Amagi, the heavy armored version of her. She is from Azur Lane. She is a 1/7 scale figure manufactured by Animester. As far as I can tell, she was China exclusive, except for some like US or foreign stores. As far as I know, she never released in Japan. So it was hard to find her. But in China, she released on April 2nd of 2024. I paid $259.99 for her heavy armament version at Gundamit. And yeah, $1 to ship her. And really, what are my complaints about her? Well, the soft bust being a little bit translucent and definitely a dust magnet, but that's whatever. But her not being firmly attached to the base, that's an issue. So it should be one that's easily resolved. But they should have used more glue, more epoxy or whatever to attach her to the base. So I will work on that and try to get you an update video, but I got to get this edited and up and do lots of stuff around the house too. So eventually, I will see you soon. Oh, and by the way, there's sneakies on the way. Do you know who they are? Bye-bye.